used to have a little fishing hut out here, and come out here chasing barra and king salmon, and yeah, looking at this big old crocodile. Well, there's a few big old crocodiles that live out here. These are all marine plains that are pretty much fenced off so that the cattle can't do damage to the mangrove areas. But yeah, the wild pieces of ground to try and negotiate your way through. You don't want to get bogged out over here. You get bogged here, this is where you stay. So, I'm about 20-30 kilometres now away from the nearest help that I could get, so I've just got to be a bit careful. Film what I can, but just not to put ourselves in harm's way too much. I'll see if I can get to the old hut. This is really stretching the old memory here now. I think we're heading in the right direction now. I think it's this group of trees up in front of me. You're no help, skunk. You've never been here, dude. Chocky Yaya was here. Oh, this brings back memories. Look what we got over here. We got a rabbit, and we've got a landmine. Look at this. Gee whiz, this brings back some memories. Nothing much has changed. Nothing much has changed. I bet my crab pots are still in underneath the floor here. What a great old fishing hut this was. Only about 50-60 metres away from the tidal creek that we could put our boats in. It was muddy, it was hard, but what a place. Just difficult to get to. It was an adventure just getting here. They were my old crab pots. They're probably buggered, probably all rotten now. Sitting there for so many years. Fire pit, shower dunny, not much water, but we brought our own. I remember sitting here one day with Normie Salt. Now Norm Salt, he's a legend, he really is. He's one of those guys that, you know, I say to people, you've got to meet him. He is a genius, he's a larrikin, he's a wild man, great fisherman, a great hunter, and we were up here one time. We've done a couple bull hunts and scrub bulls and pigs and barramundi fishing, and we're pretty much worn out, taking the guys home. We came back here to pack up, and we got rain, we got a king tide, and all the salt flats over here got water over them, and we couldn't get back out. So Normie and I are stuck in here, and the mosquitoes were bad, and we had very little food left because we'd been in the bush for a few weeks anyway. So we were right down to nothing. We had, I think, a little bit of tea left and nothing to eat at all. And we were trying to catch fish, and the weather was just no good. I think we caught a stingray, and we got him right up close to the bank, and we're going to already planning how we're going to cut him into rings and call it scallops. Anyway, he got off the line before we get him in. Nothing was biting. And we're sitting here, Normie and I, and a seagull landed over here, the seagull. Well, Normie looked at it and he said, "I'll eat that." I said, "No, you can't eat seagulls, mate." He said, "I'll eat that." He said, "Shoot it for me, Chock." He's always called me Chock. And I said, "I've only got my 375. And he said, "That'll do. Shoot it." And I said, "Look, if I hit it in the ribs at 10 metres, it'll turn it into red mist. All you'll have is a set of feathers and a set of wings and a few feathers." He said, "No, go on, head shoot it, Chock. I'm starving." He said, "I'm going to die of starvation." Anyway, so I got my 375, Winchester, big bore, open sight. It was beside me, reached around, got it, pulled it out, cranked one in. I think they were 220 grain, or 225 grain flat nose, soft nose. And I took careful aim at this seagull that's out here about 10 metres, and boom, and clean missed him. Well, I've never lived that down. I have never lived that down. Normie tells people, and this is 20 years later, Normie tells people how McGhie nearly starved him, nearly killed him. He said he nearly died of starvation because McGhie didn't shoot this seagull. I don't think seagulls would be good chewing. I really don't. But anyway, it's just one of those memories of a place like this, a beautiful little fishing hut, and yeah, in one of the wild places of this planet. Soon it'll be all locked up, sold off. Right, things like this will be bulldozed. And freedoms to do this sort of stuff are just fast disappearing. The only way we stop it is if people like you give a damn. If they say, "No, I'm not going to take any more." Unfortunately, what we've seen over the last couple of years, people are very quick to roll over and take the hit and just say, "Oh, I'll go along with it." And it's just death by 1,000 cuts. It's good to just sit here and reflect for a little while. We used to bring the boat over to here, and on high tides we could get into this gutter here and launch it down that gutter, but it probably needs some work done on it now. You boys watch out for the big handbags, mate. Watch out for the big long tail snapping cattle dogs. Skunk, careful mate, careful. Make sure there's no big lizard tracks. Wallaby. What's that been? Cat. Wildcat. Real fresh too. This is the sort of place you could come and catch barramundi and king salmon right here. Watch out, skunk. Skunk, come. Skunk, come. Watch out for handbags, mate. Beautiful. If you can't feel just a little bit free in a place like this, there's no hope for you. Love this place.